Hey guys, Captain Collector, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a little bit different of a video. I just want to give you guys an update on kind of what's been going on, why am I not filming so much. But the main reason is just because the place that I'm in right now, I just feel really cramped. And to film these videos, um, I'm already really shy. And so in the past, I had a job that was kind of at different hours than everyone else in the house. And so by the time I got home, um, and could maybe film videos, people in my house were sleeping, which is still not the best, but it's like at least there's like some sort of privacy to do these videos, right? But now that I got a job that's kind of normal hours, and but it's also the same hours that everyone else in my house works in, by the time that I'm kind of that the time that I would have filmed the videos, I'm already like really tired and I'm gonna go to sleep. And so it's just hard to film videos in a house where I'm not the only person there, and I already feel self-conscious about doing this, so that's why it's been hard. So actually, right now, people are on vacation, and so that's why I do have the house to myself right now, and so it's easier to just like be yourself, um, speak loudly when you know no one's listening, So that's basically the reason why, and I am trying to get my own place, but of course the housing market's just so bad right now, and so kind of along that line, and just seeing it how much it's going to cost for me to get my own house, that that I could have a dog too. So a dog, I would prefer something with a yard, a place that's not going to have restrictions on like the weight of the dog or the dog breed that I have, because my previous two dogs have not been a small, you know a little toy dog. They've been like bigger size, and so I don't really want any sort of rules or restrictions on a future pet that I may have. So I'm looking at a place that I can kind of just be comfortable, just be like just have whatever rules that I want. So seeing as how expensive like houses are, um, and then just kind of like trying to save money for that, it has made me like second guess or like think again about things that I've purchased, and like, do I really want this in my collection in the future? Like, could I part with this? And so what has happened, even before the housing, I've been running out of space to store Funko Pops. It was just getting way out of hand. So I don't even store most of my Funkos in my room. They're in a different room in this house. I'm kind of borrowing closet space, and then it even took up like a third closet, and it was just getting way out of hand. So I I actually have, I think it was an Excel. It wasn't, yeah, it was, I made an Excel file of like all the Funkos that I had and that were on pre-order, and it was getting to be in like the 400 450 range. Like, again, it's the second time it's been happening like this. So it was that much. I cut it down, it got back up to that much again. And then just with like the storage solutions, I was like, this is crazy. I just can't collect all these different lines. And so um I did like the huge purge. I sort of just like try to take things down, and it was really hard to like cut them. It was kind of like I was so used to seeing this Funko or this Funko that it was hard for me to say like, actually no, I don't need this one. Um, so it took a couple of tries to like take stuff down from the closet and then like really try to sort things through, and ask myself if I really wanted this thing or not. So it turns out I cut out pretty much all of the Disney Funko Pops. I only kept like four, and then they were four like from Raya and the Last Dragon. So just like the two main characters, maybe a different pose of the main character, and like a fourth pop. So I tried to just keep like, it depends on the line, but like either I'll try to keep only my favorite characters or one of a character, just kind of following maybe different sort of guidelines that I have in my mind on like what's keeping what to like sell. And so a lot of my time has been going towards selling on eBay, and not even making a profit, but just trying to like offshore and get rid of stuff. And then at some point, all these pops that are like not really selling, or I'm even like almost losing money just to ship it to some people, I'm just gonna like give them away. You know, a lot of my time has been going towards listing things on eBay, shipping it out. But Funko Pops was like something that I really cut down a lot of, and so now I'm not even in the third closet anymore. They're mostly in the second closet, and I cut out all of Disney. It went from like 450 pops to now it's down to about 250. So it's really good. It's a much better number. Like in my room, I have some Mandalorian Funko Pops, but I just cut out people who like weren't really my favorite characters at all. So, and even if I had a favorite character, I didn't have to have like all the pops of that character. So, of course, it only goes for certain people. Like, of course, my favorites, I have like everything of them and like duplicates. So I just sort of have different rules for different things. But that's one thing that I cut down a lot of because I still have things on pre-order that I know that are going to come in. Like the first 150 Pokemon, I've decided that I still do want those. When you see the ones that I have already, the ones that they've made already, like they're just so colorful, like primary colors. They look so happy. Like to look at all the Pokemon Funko Pops together, they're just such a blast of color. It's just so fun to look at. So I decided I'm gonna still like all in on that on the first 150 line, and then including some Eevee evolutions or something. What else have I kept? I cut down Star Wars by half. I had at one point I had 12 Wonder Woman Funko Pops from the first movie and second movie. I actually pre-ordered the ones from the second movie before, or like before even seeing the movie, and I kind of regretted it. Even getting the hot toy, Wonder Woman, the Golden Armor, I pre-ordered that before seeing the movie. I instantly regretted it, just because of how bad the movie was, and so things that and I had the Funko one, I had the hot toy on pre-order, and I canceled it. Things that just I look at it and it just didn't really make me feel good. I just sort of canceled it or sold it. And so yeah, the pups were kind of cool looking, but it did remind me that I didn't really like the movie. So I ended up selling. I cut half the Wonder Woman Funko Pops, and then I cut so much that now I only have one. I only have one left, and it's the Funko Shop exclusive one. So you know, so all these different lines, they kind of went through like multiple cuts before I got it down to like this sizable number of like 250. So even trying to like organize my collection and to know how many I have was through like an Excel. Like that's how I'm doing things. I don't even see my collection. It's all just kind of like still in boxes, still in storage. And for me to even like take an inventory of what I have, it's through me creating lists on Excel or something and seeing like imagining like, oh, that's too many of this character. Like let me cut this down. And so not only Funko Pops, but I also cut down Hot Toys. I sold about maybe I cut down my collection about 10%. Um, which doesn't really sound like a lot, but it kind of does add up, with for every 10 hot toy, I sold one, that I had. And so it just came out to be that number. It's not really a specific number that I had in mind to sell. It was just like, I just wanted to like really look at my collection and see like which ones were not making me happy, or like, I'm trying to like recognize that, oh, don't get something just because other people are going to like it, or that they're going to expect to see it in your collection, because at the end of the day, I'm paying for it, and um, it's going to take up space in my house to like store or display. So just like collect what makes you happy. Um, and so I was taking inventory of my hot toys, and I realized I had 4 Black Widows. I had the original one from Avengers, I had the one from Endgame, and then I had 2 from her original movie, her solo movie. And I thought, oh my god, having 4 of a character is the most that I have, and she's not my favorite. Like, why do I have so many, right? So those 2 got, the one from her solo movie got sold recently, and yeah, along the same reasoning, I also sold like I think 2 Scarlet Witches. I had 3 at one point, and I sold off 2. I had the movie masterpiece one, that you could see her in this costume for like 2 seconds at the end of the movie, and then I had her first appearance one, the very like emo, and then but I ended up selling that one, and then just having the one from WandaVision on pre-order, which is here now. I'm still all in for the Voyager line. They have been coming in, and they're being produced much quicker than Hot Toys, so sometimes they're up for pre-order, and they're getting like shipped out in a couple months later. So I am up to date on Voyager's line of 1/6 scale from XO6, and they already have like more than half the crew out. So that's really exciting that like a company's really giving this much attention to Voyager. I had a small collection of Loungefly backpacks, and those are kind of expensive for what they are. They're not super high quality. Like the polyurethane, it does get damaged really easily. Some of them even get sun damaged. Um, and for like for the size of this backpack, it was just like nearly $100. Um, and so I had a few of those, and I was just kind of like, oh my god, I just don't really feel so great about these, and so I sold some of those. I think I still do have 3 left that are just kind of like, oh, I like these characters like a lot, so I'll keep these. Sometimes my favorite characters change, and so I used to be like a huge Darth Maul fan, like kind of not really. Like I was trying to pick a character. I was like, oh, I want to collect something, and then I just thought about Star Wars, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Darth Maul is a really cool character. He doesn't have a lot of merchandise. This is like back in 2000 something, and so I had like a really small Darth Maul collection. I had the original Sideshow Darth Maul figures, the 3-pack droids, some Gentle Giant bust, and a Kotobukiya statue, and it was just like a little collection on top of my bookshelf. And then Captain America came along, and so I sold all my Darth Maul stuff, and then got Captain America stuff, and then now they come up with Captain Carter, and so now like I sold Captain America things, and now it's like all about Captain Carter now. So yeah, my interests kind of changed, which makes me like sell previous stuff. So yeah, I just want to also like talk about this because like I know on the channel it seems like I'm just buying and buying and buying, but that just can't go on indefinitely, and I'm just gonna either run out of space or run out of money. And so as my interests change, I do sell back things that maybe you've seen on the channel, and so I just don't want anyone to like feel obligated to buy something because I bought it, because sometimes like I do regret it, and then I do sell it, um, even without displaying it or something. So I thought about the Eagle Moss models, like, do I keep these? Do I not? I have other things that are from Star Trek Voyager, like, um, I believe it's Star Trek Attack Wing. So it's also using models, but it's part of a board game of Star Trek, which it's kind of like at least a 2-player game, which I don't really have someone to play with, and I don't really know the rules. But I decided to keep that because it was kind of a board game with a lot of Star Trek Voyager ships in it, and so yeah, it was kind of questionable. Like, do I keep that? Do I still keep Eagle Moss models? And it's hard for me to like imagine if there's space for both of these things, because the place I'm living in right now, I just feel so cramped, right? So even filming these videos, like I have to like move everything out of the way of the shot. So the rest of my room is like a complete disaster. And and before like filming at night, like it was just kind of like, oh my god, clean up a little bit just so I can like go to sleep, and then I clean up, later. But always just having to like contain my mess in my room, just so because I live with other people in the house, right? So I'm really hoping for like my own place where I can display everything, where I can have like I have different ideas of what my background would look like for these videos, um, and so I'm just kind of going through things I have, selling things I don't want to raise money to save for a house, and then get to a place that I feel more comfortable to do these videos more often. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Just trying to like declutter and and save money, and then also like anything that's left over, I'm gonna have to like transport it all to the new house anyway. So the less there is to move, the easier it is, right? So that's another benefit to like getting rid of some stuff. Um, but thanks for listening to my rant. This is just kind of like my inner thoughts, and I just maybe want to show you guys a sneak peek of like seriously what my second closet looks like. Most of it is in that closet, or at least in that room, and so let's go and see it. So before we head over to the second closet, just the behind the scenes of how a disaster my room is. It's just like a complete mess. And I'm only able to display like 12 Funkos in the front, and then there's a second row of Pokemon Funkos behind it, and then some big ones on top. But yeah, my room is just it just kind of affects you mentally, you know, when you just don't have space to walk around at all. Here's kind of where I'm storing all the Eaglemoss stuff. It's in this like media cabinet. There's some Pokeballs too. You might recognize this area where I do the extra footage for the Eaglemoss ships, but these boxes are actually premium format statues that I just don't have room to display. And I do have 2 of them up for sale just because, you know, just trying to cut back. But these boxes alone, I've gotten rid of sort of storage furniture, and I just use the boxes themselves as furniture, which is crazy. Under my desk is actually 2 more premium format statues, and we have comic books back here. So yeah, it's just very cramped in this place. Then I'm trying to get my own place just to spread out more. But yeah, here is the second closet, and this is kind of where everything has been located. Oh, Christmas gifts. So it's a little bit better looking now, but this pile on the floor is kind of already on eBay. Just trying to get rid of it. And then, like, even in the back, you can kind of see the Loungefly backpacks are sitting on top of a Sideshow premium format statue. Behind here, we have, like, more, a lot of these are, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Avengers Assemble, the 6-inch pops. But everything's just kind of, like, stuffed in this closet, and I can't really enjoy it at all. It goes all the way back. So a lot of the Hot Toys are in the back there. And then you can't even see it, but like all down here is just stacks of 1/6 scale figures. So this was kind of went through multiple organizations before, and now it's more organized so that everything in the shelves is for keeping. And that we have some Pokemon on the left side. They kind of switched around. So I used to have Pokemon in my room, and so they switched out for Star Wars. We have some Marvel Avengers in the middle, and we have like the other lines in the section over here. So X-Men, we have some soccer and Overwatch, and yeah, actually I don't think I filmed a video on that, but I got a bunch of Overwatch pops because I saw online that they looked really cool together. And then I got them, and I'm like, oh my god, I have nowhere to put these, and I just regretted it and just sold everything. I didn't even do an unboxing video. I think I just like opened the box and just sold it because I didn't really want to deal with returns. Here's stacks of like vintage collection. So these will look really cool one day to display all together. We have some Grail Pops in here. This is the 1008 piece Regina from Once Upon a Time. She's holding a heart instead of like an apple or the fireball like in the other 2. So yeah, there's just lots of cool things in here. I just don't have room to display anything. Like here's a random Hot Toy sitting right here with more Funkos. We have more Hot Toys here. And even when I'm getting Exo 6, I know I did videos of Janeway and like Janeway and EMH, but you know, I have Tuvok here, Chakotay came in, 7 of 9, but they've just kind of been sitting in boxes. Some more Eaglemoss stuffs here. I have some Lego sets, but I'm trying to like not get too many. But yeah, this has been kind of where I'm storing things temporarily. And it's looked worse than this. I had a third closet that I was filling up. I was filling up I filled up the top row and then plus more below it, and I'm pretty much empty out of that one. So, but this is kind of as small as it's gonna get. I don't think I can really cut it down any more than this. Okay, that was a great tour. I had thought about doing that, like showing you guys like where everything is, but it's definitely not set up for a real like room tour or something like that. Which I have plans to do it in the future when everything's out of their boxes. But hope you guys like that. Kind of impromptu. Um, but yeah, I've just been kind of doing all those things, um, downsizing my collection, and also just playing a bunch of video games. Like I went back and playing. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, and I still haven't beaten it like a second time. I keep like restarting the game, restarting. And it's always so much fun. And then I picked up a new game, Horizon Zero Dawn, for Forbidden West. I just started that game. I was a little worried because I'm not really great with the bow and arrow. But watching the first game on YouTube, the playthrough, because I just was getting through it so slowly, the first game, that I was kind of like, oh, people just kind of have the bow and arrow on a plane and just move side to side to get it in focus to hit something. I'm like, oh, I could probably do that. You know, less XY aiming than just like one single plane. So that's been a little bit easier. And I was worried too because I tried playing The Last of Us, which is a similar kind of game, like open world. You have kind of ranged weapon, but the environment of Horizon Zero Dawn is like so much more vibrant, and it is a post-apocalyptic, but it's more hopeful, more colorful. That it just doesn't give me like dread and suspense as I played The Last of Us, which I could not get through. I had to watch that on YouTube. So that's been fun to play. Um, I just picked up Let's Go Eevee. It's just like all these video games, and what else have I been playing? And then there was like GameStop had to buy 4 used games for $20, and so that's 4 more video games. And so I'm just playing a ton of video games in my free time. Um, and then also I'm getting back into painting miniatures. I just bought Star Wars Shatterpoint. I'm painting those miniatures. Um, I did the Zenithal priming for the miniatures themselves, and I'm getting through the terrain. I am still trying to work through painting um, the model ship of Voyager. I was doing kind of like a video on that, but there's so many windows. I'm still trying to get through all the windows. And then I'm into board games, and so I just picked up Star Wars Destiny. It's kind of an out of print game. They're just kind of selling off the remaining copies, and there's even like a fan made kind of continuation of the game. And so um, kind of getting to that. I made some of the custom dice for those custom cards, and just trying to create my own deck. And so that's been fun. But yeah, just like so much to do. There's just so much to do in so little time, and so I just my advice, just try to do what makes you happy, and then you just kind of live life to the fullest. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is kind of a different kind of video, but I'll see you guys next video.